my beautiful Sparks family, it's your girl Kaylee Sparks here with you today, and I asked on my social media platform what should I name this super cute crochet chain dress, and the result is in. It is the crochet Egyptian chain dress. I want to say a big thanks to each and everyone who have participated in naming this super cute crochet dress, and I will be keeping all the names that I have because I will be making an outfit for each and every one of them. Thanks for participating, and let's jump straight into this Egyptian crochet dress. These are the items that we're going to use for today: a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle to weave in our ends, a 4mm crochet hook, also a 5mm crochet hook, and our acrylic yarn. So let's jump straight into this video. Start by creating a slip knot. Chain up 16. Hold on to that 16 spot and chain 2. So we are going to do extended half double crochet, yarn over, go into that 16 spot that you were holding, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, you're going to pull through all 3, and that is called an extended half double crochet. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through all 3, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. So you're just going to continue to do your extended half double crochet, and when you reach to the end, I'll tell you what next to do. So I'm close to the end of this row. Yarn over, go into that last stitch, and we're going to go back into this stitch 2 more times. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. So we go into that space 3 times in all. So chain 2, yarn over, go back into that same stitch with 3 extended half double crochet. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Alright guys, so it's supposed to look like this. So yarn over, go into your next stitch with your extended half double crochet, and we are going to do it straight till we reach to this end. If you guys want to do double crochet, no problem at all, do the one that you feel comfortable with, but the name of this one that I'm doing is extended half double crochet. So I'll meet you guys when you reach to the end. So I'm close to the end of this row. Remember to go into this last stitch. It's always hiding, so look carefully and go into that last stitch. So chain up 2, turn your work, yarn over. If you notice, I am going right into the V. But if you don't want to go into the V, if you're a beginner, you can just go right in between this space. But because I like the pattern, that's why I'm going into the V. Alright, so just go into the V, and we're going all the way back up to the top. And I'm going to show you one more time how to do this bra cup. So I'm close to the top of my bra cup. So yarn over, go into this space with 2 half with 2 extended half double crochet. So that's 1 and that's 2. For this section we're not going to chain 2, we're just going to chain 1. So chain 1, yarn over, go back in again with your extended half double crochet 2 times. So that's 1, that's 2, yarn over, go in between this V space right here. Remember, it's optional, and create your extended half double crochet and just continue from here, and I'll meet you when you reach to the end of this round. So I'm close to the end of this row. Go into that stitch, and always remember to go into this last stitch, guys. Don't let your work get messed up. Go into that last stitch, it is always hiding. So just chain up 2, turn your work, and just continue to do this. I'll let you know how much row in all I'm going to do, and I'm going to do something a little bit different when I finish off my rows. So just continue to do this, and I'll let you know how much row in all. So I'm close to the finishing of this row. Go into that last stitch. So I have 5 rows, 1 2 3 4 5. all right, if you want more coverage, you can just add more rows to it. I'm doing this for a B size. I'm doing this for a B size boobs. So if you want more coverage, you do more coverage, but I'm going to do something a little bit different now. So chain up 2, turn your work, yarn over, extended half double crochet into your next space 2 times, then chain up 2, then yarn over, go back into that same space and do 2 more. So we are creating a shell at this space. Chain up 2, yarn over, skip 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and go into that 6th spot with an extended double crochet. Remember guys, it's optional, you can do a double crochet. So yarn over, go back into that same space and create your shell. So your shell is 2 extended double crochet with chain 2 and 2 more extended double crochet. All right, then chain 2 again, yarn over, skip 5, 1 2 3 4 5, go into that 6th space with your shell. Chain 2, yarn over, go into that 6th space with your shell. Chain 2, yarn over, go into that space, which my space would be here, but 1 2 3 4 5, this space makes 6 space. So just do your shell into that space. Chain 2, yarn over, go into your 6th space and create your shell. So you're just going to continue to do this, and I'll meet you at the end. So I'm close to the end. Remember to go into that last stitch and create your shell. Alright, so just chain up 2 and then cut off your work. So this is one of my bra cup, and this is the next one. As like I told you before. I do not want mine to have too much coverage, so if you want yours to have more coverage, just add more chains to it. All right, so this is it, and we are going to switch our needle to the 5mm hook. So remember, the shell around the edge is optional. You don't have to do it with the shell. You can just continue and do your regular rounds and then cut off your yarn. Alright, so what we're going to do now, we're going to do an attachment from this section and then make a chain that is long enough to come around this section, but it must be loose. Alright, it must be loose. So just turn your work, go into the center of your bikini bra, and we're going to try to pull up our 2 loop in the center, because we want it to hold firm, so we are holding 2 loop in the center. All right, put on your slip knot and then make a chain 1 to tighten your work, and then you're going to chain up 2, yarn over, go right back into that same space and create a shell. All right, so what we're going to do is turn our work and make 2 slip stitch to reach into the center of our shell. So that's 1 and that's 2. All right, so our shell is supposed to be like this, and then make a chain now that is tall enough to go from one end to the next end. Alright, so I make a chain of 40. Now I'm going to turn my work so I can attach it. Make sure that your chain is not twist. I'm going to have to hold my bra cup in my hand, so I'm going to yarn over. Make sure that your bra cup is at the section that you want it. So go into the space that is right into the middle of your bra and create a shell. Right into that center, create a shell. Turn your work and slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. That's 1 and that's 2. So let me show you how the first section look. So this is how it look. All right, this is what we're going to do. Turn our work, chain up 2, yarn over and go back into that space and create your shell. And now we're going to make a chain that is longer than the first chain that we do. So this chain was 40, so I'm going to make 45. So I did 45 chains, so I yarned over, go on top of my shell and create a shell. Turn your work and slip stitch into your first 2 stitches. Chain up 2, yarn over, go into the on top of your shell and create a shell. Remember guys, you don't have to do the same amount of chain that I'm doing. Make it towards the chain that suits your needs. Alright, so I'm going to make a chain now that is longer than the chain that I just finished did. I did 45 chains, so I'm going to do 50 chain. So I make my 50 chain, yarn over, go into your shell space and create your shell. Alright, so we're going to do something a little bit different. If you notice now, we have that swing. Alright, so because we are making a dress now, we are going to need to make enough chain that can go around and attach to the side and that our hip can pass through it. Alright, so for me, normally when I'm making a short, I will make like 156 chain. To make my short size, my hip is 38. Alright, so if I have 50 right here, I'm going to have to make 100 chain to make 150, and then I'm going to classify my shells as the rest of my measurement. So for me, I'm going to make a chain of 100. Whatever size you are, make that amount of chain that can go around your waist. Alright, so I did half of my chain measurement, so I'm at 50. What I'm going to do is hold on to that 50 and chain up 2, yarn over, go into that 50 spot and make a shell. This section is optional guys, you don't have to do it this way. You could just make a chain right around and then just continue from there, but I like to do things the exact way. So just chain up 2, yarn over and go back into that space and finish your shell. So I'm going to slip stitch to reach right back into this spot. So I'm going to slip stitch into my stitch and then slip stitch right on top of my shell. Alright, so here we have our shell right there. So just finish the next half of your chain, which the next half of mine is 50. So I have my 50 chain on this side. Remember guys, if you are a beginner, you don't have to make it with the shell. You can just make a chain and just come right around. Alright, this is optional, you don't have to do this. So what I'm going to do now is attach my chain to this section. So we are going to make a slip stitch on our shell, alright, to finish off this round. Make sure that your work is not twist. I repeat, make sure that your work is not twist. Alright, so after I turned my work, I'm going to slip stitch into the next 2 space just like usual, and then chain up 2, and then start my shell on top of my shell. Alright, so we were at 50 chain, so I am going to do 55 chain now, and this 55 chain is going to do for each section. Alright, so just do your 55 chain and I'll tell you what next to do. So I did 55 chain, yarn over, go on top of your shell and create your shell. And then chain up back 55 chain again. So I did my 55 chain. So if you didn't create your shell right here, you could just yarn over, go over your chain and just create your shell right there. Alright guys, but if you did it the way how I have mine, just yarn over and then go into your shell space and just create your shell. Always check if your work is twist. Chain up the two and finish off your shell. Then chain up your 55 again. So I have 55 and now I'm going to slip stitch right into my shell. And then slip stitch into my next two space, and then chain up two and create your shell. Then you're going to continue to make the same amount of chain. So let me show you what I have. So this is how the front supposed to look. Don't mind these two chain right here. This is the back chain. So this is how the front supposed to look. Alright, so let me show you the back. And this is the back of it. So your work supposed to be looking like this. Alright, so I'm just gonna flip it back over and then just continue from there. Make a chain that is longer than the chain that you just do, and we're just going to continue to do this until it reaches to the length of our desire. So just continue doing that. Okay, so I have 120 and I'm going to slip stitch right into my starting chain. Alright, so after I do that, I'm just going to chain 2 and then I'm going to cut off my yarn. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and be a part of the Sparks family. Remember, each one teach one, and you won't want to miss out on some more awesome project that we have coming up. So we're going to make a strap to go right here and to run through here. So start off by creating your slip knot. Place it on top of your bra top. Pull up a loop, chain 1 and tug on it, and then continue to chain. Make a chain that is long enough to go over your shoulder and tie a bow at the back. So I make a chain of 100. Now I'm going to cut off my yarn. So I'm going to do the next one off camera, and I'm going to do this one right now to weave around the waist of our dress. So make a chain that is long enough to go right around your waist. and then you just cut off your end. So I have 222. So what I'm going to do is just weave it through this section. You can just put it on your tapestry needle just to move a little faster. Weave it in my tapestry needle, and then just go into my shell, come out, in, out, and just weave it right through. And then just pull right through. And just do the same thing to the next section, and I'll show you the finishing work. So this is the finishing of our crochet Egyptian chain dress. Have you subscribed yet? What are you waiting on? Hit that subscribe button and be a part of the Sparks family. So a big thanks again to each and everyone who have participated in the name of this crochet Egyptian chain dress. So peace out. Love you guys. Until next time.